All Progressive Congress APC is facing internal turmoil after its Northeast zonal meeting ended in chaos, with Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum confronting APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje over the alleged sidelining of Vice President Kashim Shettima. Supporters of Shettima, including Engineer Bashir Buba Mohammed, accused Ganduje of attempting to urge out the VP, reigniting tensions by referencing past corruption allegations. Mohammed questioned Zulum as saying, no Kashim, no APC in the north. However, the APC Kano chapter denied any plot to unseat Shettima. Party spokesperson Ahmed Aruwa said Ganduje harbored no such intentions and blamed the Kwankwaso group for stirring discord. Political analyst Professor Kamilu Sani Fage warned the rift reflects deeper issues within the APC and could weaken the party ahead of the 2027 election. Lots brewing. Elections are coming.
You know, here is where me and Chizzy will draw battle line. Here now.
What are your thoughts on this?
First, I am happy.
You are?
Yeah, that it started.
Okay.
APC, initially, we said that why they are trying to destroy the political parties in Nigeria, that destruction will reach them. Because the same cup you used to give serve others will be used for you. We are all Nigerians. There is nobody coming from Equatorial Guinea, nobody coming from Ghana to come and play politics in Nigeria. It has to be Nigerians playing politics in Nigeria. Now, you see, last week or thereabout, APC in FCT was crying loud that the defectors who are coming from PDP are now taking over structure, which I say, yes, it will happen. And it will also happen at the national. We'll wait for that of national. Now, before long, the Northeast Brouhaha came up. And while I was watching it, I was clapping my hands. Do you know why? Shettima came in. We stood against Muslim ticket. Why? Nigeria is a multi-religious society. Balance equation. If not, a northerner comes out to pick his running mate from the north. Yes, two of them might be angels. But people from the south will say, we are being marginalized politically. You understand? Just like what Chizzy said. Who you know that sits on the table, to a large extent, drops some crumbs for you to pick. Yeah, you can't go to pick crumbs from the table of another. It has to be someone who you know. So if not produces president and vice, or South produce president and vice, who will crash foul? So when APC came up to pick president from this Muslim extraction religious group and vice from the same, we say no. But however, they became, and we kept watching. Now, when they were pushing other political parties and they were struggling, I said a time will come when the same struggle will hit APC, and it might bring about disintegrating that political party. Now, what happened in Northeast was a deliberate attempt by both Ganduje and National Vice President Northeast, by not mentioning Shettima, meaning that they have ulterior motive. But that ulterior motive is
that they do not have ulterior motive.
Say yes. Now they acting Vice Secretary, Assistant Secretary, National had come up to say nothing of such. Yes, you know, we live in a society where people can deny anything. But whatever they are denying, we are watching. Only time will justify these things. And now, I like what Zulum said. No Shettima, no APC in the Northeast. And not even in the Northeast, in the entire North. No Shettima, no APC. Where is Zulum coming to make such statement? We know that it was Zulum who suggested Shettima, yes, to Mr. President Bola Tinubu. Yeah, it was Zulum. But now coming to say that except that your candidate is not there, there will be no APC in the entire North. Meaning what? Who are you? Right. Ganduje is a northerner. Other strong men are northerners. Right. So do you now mean that as a governor of Borno State, you can speak for the entire 19 northern states? How? Right. But that is a little balloon, inflated balloon we are waiting to explode. And when it explodes, and disintegrates APC, this regime will fall, and God will give us a government that will bring Nigeria to limelight. Not in the if I will call it the gully where APC has hidden us, which is supported by my very friend here, Chizi.
So we are still on APC falling and this. I want to hear your thoughts, Mr. Chizi.
I discuss things from perspective. So when I discuss, I like to remove certain sentiment in it. In the first instance, the question would be tell him that it's not about the Muslim thing. After all, the people that they are fingering to become the vice president, they are also Muslims. So it's not like there are some Christians that they want to do it. And I want to say this. I may be wrong, and some of you may not agree with me. You know, for me, if there was nothing I could have looked at much good for Tinubu was to insist on the Muslim ticket. Let me tell you why.
Wow, okay.
Let me tell you why. Nigerians we are too gullible. We are very sentimental. And so if somebody is saying you chose a Muslim as a vice president, don't forget that there was somebody he chose before even Shettima. You know, and somebody saying you are choosing a Muslim and I'm insisting on choosing that Muslim. Do you know what I'm telling Nigerians? I'm telling Nigerians that there's a strength of character. I don't want to talk about religion. I want to talk about North-South faith, not religion. And I tell you, I'm waiting for an Obi or I'm waiting for an Amechi to choose a Christian from the North. Let me tell you why. A Muslim of the South is from the minority. A Christian from the North is of a minority, though he's from the North. That's the way we think if we're thinking religion. Right? So if you have a Christian from the South, chose a Christian from the North, what would any Muslim in that party say against the person when, for instance, we have chosen one time in 1992-93, there was an Abdullahi and there was a King Gibe. So it looks like Nigeria is coming down instead of going up. When there was a Nigeria has hailed Abiola and King Gibe. They were Muslims. They were Muslims. So it looks like there is something extra that is not that. Just like you wanted a fine lady to go and have her bath, just to call her bad name. So that's just it. So if you wanted, so Nigerians are saying at the 21st century. So what would have happened in Nigeria is that it was okay if you choose a Christian here, then choose a Muslim there, then choose a Buddhist, then choose a traditional person here, then choose, let's choose by tradition. So the SSG should come from the African traditional religion. Then the other people should come from Akists. The other one should come, because it's not just Christians and Muslims that, in fact, I can shock you that the other religions, if they put them together, is even more than the Christians and Muslims. What are we talking about? So the thing is, and then we even talk about, I have told people that if you come religious-wise, spiritual now, I will tell you that we have not had a Christian become a president, and we have not had a Muslim. We have those who go to mosque and those who go to church become that. Because I'm a Kingsley, now I'm a Christian, or because I'm Esa, I'm a Muslim. If you have a true Muslim adherent and a Christian adherent rule this country, the country will change. If they rule according to
I want to gather your thoughts on no Shettima, no APC.
That's what I'm going. I just wanted to dispense that. Now, when they said no Shettima, he also made some mistakes. I'm a member of the APC, and I was a member of the national delegate.
That's why he said you are going to draw the battlefield.
No, I'm a member of the APC. I'm a member of the national delegate to the APC. Zulu didn't support Shettima. Zulu E7 wanted to be vice president to the former vice president Yemi Spanyo. That was the ticket that Zulu was coming on. Shettima, don't forget, Shettima was the governor of. It was actually Tinubu who nominated Shettima for reason best known to him. Now, apart from that, the question I like to ask is, if you are contesting an election, do you go to contest an election, even the election with the vice president? No. That is after you have won the primaries that you now nominate the vice president. You don't go there. People don't understand that. You could come and shout Shettima, Tinubu, but the day that Tinubu will go and buy from, he will buy from as a person. It is after the party's primaries that the party will submit him, then he will not submit his vice president. So the the quote-unquote election of the vice president as the primaries is way after the party's primaries. So at this point,
and that doesn't bring any suggestion that they are planning or that there's, you know, a plot to probably drop him.
The man who did that has told you that that is not the reason. The man who did that I told you this is not the reason. I'm moving that you bring back Tinubu because Tinubu had to come back before a Shettima is nominated.
Right.
Now, except you are saying that Shettima should run for presidency, then you can move. So, and again, the question is, if the man has moved a motion in a Southeast caucus about bringing Tinubu, and you feel that motion is not correct, you stand up and move your own motion and say Tinubu and Shettima if you feel that's correct. In the party constitution, that is not supposed to be. People should understand that. You see, we are thinking from, you know, we know impact. And so we're thinking from the pact. We are thinking, you know, in Nigeria, if you say, oh, you didn't talk about Igbo, there's people will begin to weigh sentiment into it. You also mentioned Shettima in that kind of the election bid. It is when, after the primaries, they begin to say, why are you not talking about Shettima? If you don't talk about Shettima, we will fail you. If you don't bring the Shettima, we will fail you. Then again, look at the audacity of Zulu to say, no, you know, because Shettima had told Zulu that I'm going to allow you bring up the person that will be governor next to you. And so the best thing is, oh no, what kind of thing? Zulu is a state governor. A state governor can stand up and say, I want this person, move your own motion. So why are they doing that? And now, like he has said, Ganduje that they suspected is also a member of, is a Muslim and a Northern. And, you know, from a majority per se, he's from Kano. Higher than Borno. Other people that they have mentioned, the Kaduna persons, their vote is far higher than Borno. Why do Zulu think that without this person, there won't be the North? If I'm Tinubu and I come back, I will nominate another person. Let me see whether there won't be North. Because, you know, most times, what if the Kanu said, if you don't bring Ganduje, there won't be there. You know, if you lose in Kanu, you will lose all. He lost in Lagos, don't forget. And then won in Kanu. And so now, let me also come on the issue of where they talked about, I just missed my thoughts. Anyway, I think where they were talking about, there's something they read where the guy said, well, that is at the sort of certain internal thing within the APC. Yeah. You know, if we are a Rivers person, we have water. If you go to any water and that is not shaking, that water is a dead sea. Any water that is not shaking does not have fish. If you have water that is shaking, it has fish. APC will shake because they have fish. I mean, APC governors. But
he talked about the complaints going on in the party that the people coming in are coming to take over.
Let me tell you, it's always we do it. We are human. You know, let me give you this instance. Those who claim to be rivers today, like us, we are just privileged to be rivers more than. How can I claim to be more rivers than Nze? I have not stayed as a person. I have not stayed in Rivers State for more than 15 years as a person. So my only claim to Rivers State is that my mother is from here and my father is from here. That's my claim. Meanwhile, he's been paying tax. You know, the problem we have is that all of us came to a particular place, including Igbo, including Hausa. We came to a particular place. I mean, our forebears came because of economics. It was economic drive that brought all of us to where we are. Those who does fishing went to the riverine. Those who does land, you know, crop and all of that went to the upland and got. So the first people who came, now call every other person who came stranger. That's what happens. So every other person who came far after became a stranger. You know, that's what we do. So we claim it. So for those who were in the party, chances are that even those who were, if any APC person who is even shouted, there were nobody who was APC before APC began. They joined APC in 2014, 15, isn't it? So they also knew each other. They are older than the ones who are coming. And these people have impact and capacity. I said to people, when loyalty, when I was telling in Amechi's camp here, I came to APC in 2015. There were people who followed Amechi into the APC. But when I came with over 50,000 persons. And I asked Amechi, what is loyalty? Define loyalty. Me who had 50,000 persons and came and collapsed my group to you. And the man who has been staying here, maybe because of for lack of any impact, he does not want to leave. You know, people can be here and you think the person is loyal to you and he does not do anything, he does not have impact, he's just there. Like if you have a husband, you know, my husband can go out, my husband can move to this place, and then you have a husband who is not working, who stays in the morning team, you will be the one to see them, come on, get out.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report. People, I know you have some things to say, but we're almost running out of time.
Okay.
People's Democratic Party, PDP, has affirmed it will proceed with its 100th National Executive Committee NEC meeting on June 30th, dismissing the Independent National Electoral Commission's INEC attempt to interfere. At a press briefing in Abuja, PDP spokesperson Debo Ologunagba criticized INEC Acting Secretary Halilu Aminu for trying to assign a false agenda to the meeting. He insisted that INEC has no authority over internal party meetings that do not involve electing officers or nominating candidates. The controversy stems from INEC's rejection of the meeting notice, claiming it lacked proper authorization since it wasn't co-signed by both the national chairman and national secretary. PDP had appointed Setonji Keshodo as acting national secretary amid ongoing leadership disputes. Ologunagba emphasized that the NEC meeting, is purely statutory and will review preparations for the party's national convention. He accused INEC of attempting to stifle opposition and undermine democracy, warning that such interference could damage the commission's credibility both locally and internationally. Saying real quick, we need to get your thoughts on this.
I have to be speedy on this by first saying that it seemed INEC is overwhelmed by the lopsided activities they are carrying out for APC. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking they are overwhelmed by that lopsided services they are carrying out for APC. That is why you look at a political party that is just notifying you that they will have NEC meeting, not election. They are not coming there to elect or to select what they are coming just to have their NEC meeting, and you are saying that the notification is not completed, is not completely signed, that it must be this and be that. So if they didn't notify you, they can't hold NEC meeting. Is that what Constitution says? If they didn't notify you by both the INEC, chairman and the secretary, their meeting will not be authentic? How? Because what we needed to find out here, I'm not a member of PDP and haven't read their constitution. Now, and I'm not a lawyer and I've not gone into verifying what the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria states on this matter, or what the Electoral Act states on this matter. But I believe that those who wrote INEC had written to INEC knowing that they just need to casually notify them we're having this meeting. But INEC now coming to say, because they are expecting Sam Anyanwu to be the signatory, Sam Anyanwu backed by APC, because you don't tell me, when we come to that, we discuss that off camera. But I know that Sam Anyanwu is backed by APC, while Dokoye is backed by Southeast Caucus of the PDP, and Sotonji is backed by the NEC. You know, they have that disarray, which we are clapping at anyway, because the falling of PDP is still a plus to Nigerian democracy. Because for almost 16 years, we had expected PDP to show capacity by changing the environment, and they couldn't do that. And the APC have come to destroy the little they were able to destroy. So to me, that's their INEC disapproval of that. This thing does not let PDP go ahead and hold their neck.
Thank you so much. Mr. Cheesy. You've been warming up here.
let me tell us something. You know, even in the internal convening of meeting of a political party, this is generic. This is not just the PDP.
Okay.
A memo to convene a National Executive Committee meeting must be signed by the national chairman and national secretary for it to be called a meeting. You can't, even in your local...
So they can't have the meeting without it being approved?
Do you know what? We don't know that conventions, which is the elective meeting,
right,
call it elective meeting, or congresses, it's a process. It's not an event.
Okay.
So what is the process? You said you are holding a meeting that will prepare an agenda for a convention. So it's a process. So whatever you're calling is legal. That no wonder, I think he's saying we will not accept a letter from you if it's not co-signed, because there is a Supreme Court judgment that has said this is your national chairman. PDP is behaving as if they're in government. In fact, I think that they will hear me. They're not thinking smartly. Now, Do you know that the PDP, the tenure of even the Anyang will be expiring by September, which is their national convention. So why didn't PDP call him back? He is not the majority. Why didn't PDP call him back and they hold their meeting and then vote him out at the national convention? Because the South is Anyang cannot win an election in the Southeast as it takes now. So why didn't they just do some diplomacy? Bring this man out. They have given you, the court has given you judgment that that's the man. Allow the man sit, call a meeting, and in that meeting move a motion. And until that man sits for you to move a motion, you have not. So if you begin to make the man not to come, it is you. So they are behaving like, you see, because why did I say they are behaving like a government in power? Because a government in power, you know, people are silent. They don't want to say this because the president is there. But you, who should prepare? He said, the Bible says, I will pay all disobedience when your obedience is full. Your own obedience has to be full. Right. So you have to know what to do. I will just marry them and come. Let's do it. And we go there. Then the emotion is moved. We'll stop the emotion from being moved. And then when the emotion is moved, it's hosted.
Right. Thank you so much.